Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at two GMT watches. Actually, that's not true. The watch on the right is a GMT, watch on the left is UTC. Essentially, it's the same thing. UTC replaced GMT in 1967, something like that. It's just a more accurate measurement of the worldwide time. So anyway, let's take a look at these watches. They both have sapphire crystals. They both have bi-directional rotating bezels. The Sinn is made in Germany. I'm pretty sure this is made in China and then shipped to Canada. The company is based in Canada, VanBanner, and then he ships them from Canada. So let's look at the bezels. They are both bidirectional, but this one is 24 click, which I think is how a GMT watch is supposed to be. I believe Rolex is the same way. The Rolex Pepsi or the GMT Master 2. And then the VanBanner is 48 click, bidirectional. So still does the same thing, just takes you a couple more clicks to get there. Stainless steel bezel insert here, and this is lumed. We have a mix of sandblasted and polished surfaces on the case and on the link here. On the bracelet, I should say. The center links are polished. Price for the VanBanner at the time of recording is just under $300. Price for the Sinn 105 is $2,240. Again, that's $2,240 on the Watch Buy's website. Movement in this is the Sellita SW330-2 GMT, 8 beats per second and 55 hours of power reserve. This one has a Seiko NH34 GMT movement, 6 beats per second, 41 hours of power reserve. And these are both what are called office GMT watches, or I guess this would be an office UTC. Regardless, what that means is that the hour hand, the local hour hand, does not move when you want to set the time. So pull the crown all the way out is time set. And then when you push it in, you're going to be moving the GMT hand and the date. So with a true GMT, you would be moving that hour hand. So let me demonstrate that here. You'll see the GMT hand will move, turning it clockwise. So a true GMT, the hour hand will move around on your local time. The only disadvantage to that is that the date cannot be set independently, so you have to cycle through the hour hand. So an office GMT works well for me since I don't wear the same watch all the time. It's been a while since I've worn this watch, but I really like the styling of it. It looks very similar to the Sinn 104. And you can see this has the same finish. I don't know if I call this a brushed finish or it's kind of more of a sandblasted finish. These finishes look quite similar actually. So on the Sinn you do not get drilled lugs, but you do have a solid end link, solid links, and these are held in with screw pins. A little bit different than other watches. You have a threaded shaft, and then these two screw heads attach that threaded shaft, so you need 2 wrenches to unscrew this. This is a stamped clasp, and this portion is milled, and this does have a diver extension, or someone once said it was a flight suit extension, because this is not a dive watch, more of a pilot's watch, or a flight jacket extension, whatever you want to call it. And then this portion is stamped as well. And this is a friction clasp. You can see right here, it has these little nubs, I guess. Actually, the nubs are on this side. That's a slot there, and then it just fits in there. and then it's held in place with that safety clasp. Kind of a hokey system, but it works. You know, especially for the price of this watch, over $2,000. I'm not impressed with that clasp. Anyway, let's take a look at this movement. So this is a nicely finished, it's not super finished, but it is a nicely finished movement, so it's nice to look at. And I will show you the VanBanner to compare to this. There we go. Edelstahl, that's German for stainless steel, right there. And then 200 meter water resistance. I'm not sure what that word is. So on the VanBanner, we have quick release pins, solid end links, solid links. And these are held in place with screw pins, more of your typical screw pin here. Although these are blind, meaning you only have a screw, a hole on one side, you don't have a hole on the back side. This butterfly clasp, everything here is milled. And there's a look at that movement. It's not a finished movement, but it does have a custom rotor. You can see that it's signed with the name of the watch, Adroit. So, kind of neat to look at if you're not familiar with mechanical movement, but if you are, then you probably want to just cover that up. So let's talk about the dimensions of these two watches. The Adroit, we're looking at 46.2 by 40 by 13 millimeter thick, 20 millimeter lug width, tapering down to 18 millimeter, a nice big 7 millimeter crown, signed loomed crown, again push pull, 100 meter water resistance. And the size for my 6.5 inch wrist, it weighs in at 142 grams. Looking at the Sinn 105, we have a lug to lug on the case of 47.3. We do have female center links, but they don't fully articulate, so that brings the lug to lug up to 51.7 millimeter. 41 millimeter diameter on the bezel. The case is a little smaller than that, so probably about 40 on the case, but on your wrist it looks like a 41 millimeter watch due to this bezel. 12.1 thick, so nice and thin. The bracelet tapers from 20 down to 18. 6 millimeter signed screw down crown, 200 meter water resistance. In size for my 6.5 inch wrist, it weighs in at 145 grams. You can see a little bit of wear on there. That's from the safety clasp getting flipped over when you open the watch. Actually, it might be from the case here. Yeah, that's what it's from, right there. Alright, let's put this one on wrist first. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. I need to wear this watch more. I really like the styling of it. And it does say right on the dial, made in Germany. I like the splash of orange on there too, with the UTC hand, and then with the letters UTC on there, the acronym. Would like a little more with drilled lugs though. Alright, get the VanBanner on wrist. So I think this looks a little better on my wrist. It does have a smaller case and the lug to lug is a little smaller, so I think it works better on my 6.5 inch wrist with 52 millimeter wristband. Hold the two watches side by side. They're pretty similar in size. This one probably looks a little larger due to the black bezel versus the stainless steel bezel. but I think they're both good-looking watches in their own ways. So the Sinn is painted indices, painted logo, and then the VanBanner has a sandwich dial, meaning that it's cut out where the Lume shows through from underneath. This has a nice sand texturing to it, and it is a Fume dial. Black date wheel with white printing. They also have a black date wheel on the Sinn. I prefer the 6 o'clock. That's probably my favorite position for a date. I actually prefer no date, but on a GMT watch, you kind of need the date. Okay, let's check out the Lume. And here's a look at the Lume. I have the VanBanner on the left and the Sinn 105 UTC on the right. I would say, pretty close actually. It's hard to pick which one has the better Lume. Looking at them by eye. We get the green on the VanBanner and blue on the Sinn, but indices are about the same brightness, and the handset might be slightly brighter on the Sinn. But we do have Lume on the bezel of the VanBanner, and also that crown is lumed as well. Alright, that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.